This is Will Garner and Thierry Kadlec from Brigham Young University. In this video, we are introducing our project SnowExplorer, which is available on the GitHub website. The purpose of the SnowExplorer software is, for any polygon in the USA, we want to find out the snow water volume in cubic meters and snow-covered area in square meters. The data source which we are using is the SNOWDAS snow model dataset from the National Snow and Ice Center. Here you can see the website of National Snow and Ice Data Center for more information. Let us demonstrate how our SnowExplorer application works. In the main window, we can see the map of the USA with states and major lakes. We can see the legend and several buttons. The map buttons can be used to change the scale by zoom in and zoom out, or move the map by the pan operation. The main functions of SnowExplorer are the Get Snow Data, Draw Polygon, and Calculate Snow Volume buttons. The Get Snow Data opens up a new window. In this window, we have two options: Get data from Internet or Get data from file. We can select the date, for example, yesterday's date, and if we click Get Data from Internet, our application will connect to the SNOWDAS website, fetch the binary data formats, unzip them, and convert them to a grid which can be used in our application. The Get Data from file, on the other hand, can be used if you already some data have from previous analysis. Once our internet data download has completed, we can see the snow cover situation in the USA. There is snow cover present in the northeast, as well as patches of snow in the Rocky Mountains. Our snow map has the legend with light blue color for snow water equivalent between 0 and 100 millimeters, and a dark blue color for deep snow with more than 100 millimeters SWE. The second option, now that we have downloaded our data for our selected date, is the Draw Polygon. For example, here we have zoomed in to the northeast part of Utah, and we are drawing the polygon around the Wasatch Mountain area near Big Cottonwood Canyon. By double-click, we complete the drawing of the polygon, and we are ready to calculate the snow volume. Depending on the size of our polygon, calculating the snow volume may take some time, but when it is completed, we can see in the result window the volume of snow in our polygon in cubic meters and the snow-covered area in our polygon in square meters. We can copy these numbers and paste it to any other program for further analysis.
So here is our main form that we used to design our program. We're going to take a look at the code of the main form. So at the start, the first thing we do is we define several polygon variables that we're going to use in the with the draw polygon button. So we create 2 polygon features, some coordinates, some double lists to just store the coordinates, and then we also create 2 Boolean expressions to let the computer know whether we're in draw mode or not. After this, we initialize the components, and then we have the code for the other buttons that are contained on the form. When you click on the get data, it's going to bring up a new form with the other get data options. Then we have the zoom in, the zoom out options, the extents, and then we have the pan toggle button. So when the map loads, when our application loads, we're going to also load 2 shapefiles into the main map. The first one is a shapefile of the United States. The second one is a shapefile of the US lakes. Under here, we're just setting the symbology for each of those shapefiles. Now when you click on the draw polygon button, here's what we're going to do first. First we reset all the variables. And we're going to change the cursor so you know you're in draw mode. Then set the polygon F feature that we created earlier to the map main projection. Then we're going to initialize the attribute tables. And we're going to set up we're going to add a layer and set up the symbology for the polygon. And also we're going to bring up that message box to give you some direction on what to do when you're drawing. Then we're going to set those 2 Boolean expressions to true. And this allows you in draw mode. So now when you click on the map, and if it's a left click, we're going to store the coordinates, and if these 2 expressions are true, it's going to go through this set of code here. So basically what we're doing is we're creating an array and a feature, and then we're going to store that coordinate where you just clicked in the polygon feature and in the XY coordinates here. And this right here is just setting up the attribute table as well. So that's on the first click. Every other click after that is just going to add coordinates to this existing feature, which is adding them to polygon F. And then we're going to just reset the map buffer and initialize vertices again to refresh it. So now when you double click, if the polygon mouse click is true, that Boolean expression, we're going to grab the first coordinates from the polygon we created earlier, and we're going to set those as the last coordinates for our polygon feature. We're going to initialize the vertices again so you can see where you're drawing. And then we're going to add these coordinates to the polygon new feature, which is the one we're going to save as the polygon f.shape, which should be stored, I think, in the debug file. And then we're going to set the polygon mouse click default and just ending draw mode. And that's the main form that we have.
Now let's take a look at the volume calculate button. So the first thing it's going to do is check to make sure there's a snow raster loaded. Once it's checked that, we're going to grab the data set from the snow raster here, and then we're going to clip the snow raster data set with the polygon that we created. After this, we're going to use a class called volume calculator, which is going to return a volume and an area. Then we're going to convert these areas and volumes to a string, and we're going to display them in the results section on the main form. So we'll take a quick look at the volume calculator class that we created. So the first thing we need to do is convert degrees, longitude, and latitude to meters. So that's what this portion here is doing. Then after that, the basic idea is we're looping through each cell, and we're multiplying the cell height by the cell width and the value and its value from the data set. Now that's going to give us the volume, and then we're going to return that volume here. We do the same basic idea with the area, except we don't multiply it by the value from the raster. Now we also have the option to do those same calculations with different projections. Now we're going to talk about the Get Data button. So once you click that button, it's going to bring up this form that has an option to get data from the internet and get data from file. Get data from the internet allows you to choose a day, and it'll download automatically data from the internet. The code behind this form is found here. So first, what we do is we set up the symbology for the snow raster. Then, if you click the Get Data From File, we're going to bring up a file browser. We're going to write the file you choose to the map and apply the symbology. Now it needs to be a BGD file. And also we have the try catch here in case you try to decide to hit cancel. Then we're going to close the form. Now the data from the internet is going to use this class called DataFetcher, where it's going to take that day that you selected. It's going to go to the Snowdall website. It's going to pull the data from there. It's going to convert it to a BGD, and then it's going to apply the symbology to the map. All of our files and program are located on GitHub. To find it, you can type in GitHub, SnowExplorer, and then navigate to this one right here. And once you're here, you can click the download zip, which will download all the files needed to run our program, and also the documentation. So, we'd like to thank you for watching this video, and we hope this program can be useful to you.